Okay, I'd like to remind everyone of the City of Perry staff's core values. It's a strong work ethic, problem solving, community oriented, shows professionalism and integrity, is a team player, is accountable, and is a good steward. Have roll call, please.
Smaller.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Andor.
Yes.
Okay, next up is approval of the meeting agenda. A motion, please.
Second that.
Any discussion? Changes? Okay, roll call.
Yes. Yes.
Walling. Yes. Andor.
Yes.
Okay, then we go to the consent agenda. It's the minutes of the May 18th, 2026 regular city council meeting. There's two payments for contract services to Bolton and Menk for $42,867. Claims register and financials of $2,382,831.79. We have a number of licenses and permits. There is a retail liquor license for the BP station on First Avenue, and it's pending the police and fire inspections. And then three applications for retail tobacco permit, both the KC stores, the one on First and the one on Sumas Avenue, and then the BP on First Avenue. So could I have a motion, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Yes. Smaller.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Andor.
Yes.
Okay, city administrators report. Sven.
All right, we got a couple of things. First off, I handed out almost a scroll, but with HERDA's press release that came out today announcing service reductions in Perry, Knoxville, and Indianola. For a couple of weeks, as I have had time, I've been working on this spreadsheet to get a good idea or a better picture of what communities fund HERDA and which do not, and then what levels the 7 counties that make up HERDA under the original 2080 agreement, what their funding levels are like. So HERDA is requesting $2 per capita from the city of Perry, which would be just under $16,000. So put this together. One of the things in both on the spreadsheet and per some of their information, only 9 of the 87 cities in their service territory provide funding. One of which is the city of Grimes, which a few years ago got out of DART, or the Des Moines Metro Transportation Group, got out of DART and went with HERDA, significant savings for them. And then kind of the same scenario with the city of Waukee. Since they are contiguous to the Metro, they could have joined DART, but chose to fund HERDA at a lower cost than what DART would cost. So out of those remaining 78 communities, seems like 3 of those communities are bearing the brunt of service reductions. They seem to be the 3 largest communities after the ones that do provide funding. But I requested a little bit more information from HERDA this afternoon, and then I am going to come up with some additional questions just around, how the decisions were made and why are these 3 communities, both last year and this year, facing such significant service cuts as opposed to maybe some other communities. So just in Dallas County, Perry would be the only community affected by this decision. Adel, which is just under 7,000, still has full service from HERDA. So it just is a little interesting how that decision was arrived to, but look forward to hopefully having some conversation with HERDA and understanding more about the decision-making process and data behind those decisions. So I think I've seen some reporting out there, but just wanted to get this to city council just as kind of a, the research that I have gotten to so far. And then further research once I hopefully get a couple more pieces of information from HERDA to be able to put together a full set of questions. So if anybody does have specific questions, they might already be on my list, but send me an email or something with your questions and I'll add them to the list. So,
West Des Moines on Dart,
yep, West Des Moines would be with DART.
they tell you,
I want to say there were, in the last note, there were 300 and some individual writers in fiscal year 25, which would have ended June 30th of last year. So just Perry, yep. So it is being used. So I'm not sure how FY 26 service cuts, because July 1st of 25, they ended service in Perry, Knoxville, and Indianola on Tuesdays. And this year they're taking it to only Mondays and Fridays in those three communities.
So prior to July 1st, it was 4 days a week.
Correct. And then prior to July 1st of 25, it was 5 days a week. So, yeah, I have a few questions to hopefully understand the funding matrix and where we fall into that decision-making process. So that's
those down.
yeah, I believe I don't know if they have a lease, but just an agreement to be able to park the herd of vehicles there. So, yep. Yeah, any other HERDA questions?
Did they have a fee? Heard it was.
So I think, I believe a lot of their funding issues stemmed from privatization of Medicare back, was that 2018-ish? And in that privatization, their reimbursement for Medicare riders was cut back. So that left a large hole in their budget, which I think they're still trying to manage that. So that's kind of when like conversations started happening with communities and things like that. So previous to that, it had always been county funding, and then I think they received state funding to get their federal funding. So, and of course, with city budgets the way they are, the last 2 years of our budget process, we've had to cut our expenses and make cuts to departments. So I have a hard time finding room to add a new expense. So they, no, they're all owned by HERDA. Yep. So they're just requesting funding for operating and some for new vehicles. So yeah, it's just under 16,000. So that's where in the spreadsheet I did do a column just on per capita of what counties and cities contribute to HERDA. And it's there's a wide range of different dollar amounts. So
So the $2 per capita is to remain at 4 days of service? Is that what that would fund?
I do not know if that would bump us back up. I assume that would bump us up to 5 days.
5 days?
Yeah.
Is there, you think there's an opportunity to have that and go 3 days? Or is it, do you think that there's? any opportunity
That's kind of a question I would ask of like based on the,
for the-
okay.
your list?
Email me your list. We'll compare lists. But that would be a question of, is it only $2 per capita or can we make up a number and that provides service in Perry? So, like I said, some fun reading on the range of per capitas, but, yeah. Then, there's a pay request for the downtown project on the agenda. But after our progress meeting this afternoon, it looks like, and this was pre-rainfall, but I think we're going to stick to the schedule that the intersection and a portion of Warford will be closing Wednesday morning. So Chris and I will get together first thing in the morning and put together a public service announcement to get out. We've already had conversations with two of the businesses on the stretch of Warford, but between us and Bolton Mink, we'll do some door knocking just for a heads up. So I think last week or the week before, I forget, it was scheduled for today. So just kind of updating that schedule. It will be Wednesday. So, but any technical questions can be directed to Jacob Ahrens from Bolton Mink when he speaks during the pay request. Any other questions for me?
Long email today from.
Yes, I received that as well.
Complaining about what?
So, I'll be looking into it and I'll update council. I'm not sure. It's kind of first detail I had gotten of it, so I need to understand everything with staff and then take a look at it and see where we go from here. So.
I forwarded it to Dewey. So,
Any other questions? All right.
okay, thank you, Sven. Mayor, council comments. I just wanted to thank the VFW for putting on a nice Memorial Day service again this year. It was short and sweet and effective. So it was very nice.
Unfortunately, it wasn't well attended, but it was a
Yes.
nice ceremony.
So any council comments?
I have one. I was in the library this morning about 10:15. And I was impressed with the number of people in there, mostly young people, children. And everybody was getting settled in and having a good time. And, I wasn't surprised because I know this happens every summer, but it was really nice to see and I wanted to mention.
Anything else? Okay, we'll move to open forum. Speakers are asked to step to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and you'll be given 3 minutes to address the council. So any open forum requests? Online.
Lindsay Pasuti, 1119 Warford Street, representing the chamber at 1124 Willis Avenue. Just a couple things. We've got our busy summer events coming up. So you might have heard that Ragbri is coming to town Tuesday, July 21st. Tomorrow actually is the pre-ride route inspection. So about 12:30, we'll have about 30 riders coming through town, eating lunch at the Hotel Patis / Courtyard Cafe / Sumas Court, taking some photos, checking out the community, hyping up what people can look forward to, and then also kind of taking notes on the route in particular. And then they'll be on their way. They're doing the full route of Ragbri just a month or so in advance. This Thursday is the very first farmers market. We have Friday Fest next Friday. 4th of July is right around the corner, block party, and then our golf outing. So getting excited for all of our summer events, but wanted to make sure RAGBRAI and the pre-ride is out there. So thank you.
Pre-ride people realize that they will be back.
So I think with that, it's kind of the opportunity for us to share our story, what's something to look forward to. So, hey, it's not there now, but it will be in a month. The street construction, super fun now. What's going to be open then? So, things like that where they can hype it up and we can talk up the food that we're looking forward to and all that. So got a good lineup of vendors, some activities. So it should be a great day for a few riders coming through town next month.
Thank you.
Misty Von Baron, 2409 Iowa Street. I'm also the library director, and I'd like to thank John for your kind words about our service this morning. And just to reiterate that our summer library program has begun as of today. We have programs pretty much every day. Great prizes from birth all the way through adults, so everybody can sign up for it. And then our big kickoff is this Saturday from 10:30 to 1:30. We're calling it Family Fest because we've added some additional age groups so that it's not just kiddos. So lots of fun activities, rain or shine, as we know from last year. If it rains, we move everything indoors that we can. And it's a great opportunity for everybody to come out and see what the library has to offer. And we've added something new this year. It's called Live History, which is a theatrical group that basically is a combination between a quest, escape room, and trivia. And they're like live actors and you engage with them. So they will be here during Family Fest with easier questions. And then they have another performance that evening at 6 o'clock outside the Carnegie for older people that might know their history a little bit better. So they actually took our history and have created this event for it. So I encourage everybody to come out to that as well. And Jeremy looks like he's sad.
Go to a wedding Saturday.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll send you the questions.
Okay.
And then just one other caveat, Lindsay mentioned farmers market. And again, it is in a new location this year, which will then affect Railroad Street because Railroad Street will then goes into Second Street, which is where the farmers market's going to be. So anybody coming down Railroad Street will then have to exit Railroad Street through the library south parking lot onto First Street. We will have barricades up, but I just wanted to reiterate that. And it is a busy time because we've got farmers market, we've got popcorn, we've got Sumas Court stuff. So Thursdays are the time to be in town. So, and as always, if anybody has any questions about the library, you know where to find me. Thanks.
Thank you, Misty.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll move on. The next on the agenda is a special presentation from the Greater Des Moines Partnership, who we are a member of. So, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Stacy LeBon, Senior Vice President of Economic Development at the Partnership. Tiffany Tauschek, our CEO, sends her regards. Unfortunately, she was unable to join us tonight, but in her place, we get Alex Lynch, who is with happy to have Alex joining us. And we're going to go through these slides fairly quickly. So just wanted to, is there something you got it? Okay. All right. So I'll let you go ahead. So for those of you who may not know, I'm going to give you a good finger. So the Partnership is the regional economic development and community development organization. We cover most of the central Iowa area. We have 400 investors and 7,200 regional chamber members. In our region, if we look at our combined statistical area, we have 940,000 people within our region. This is important because as we do the march to 1 million, it is important once we reach that 1 million population, we know that it opens us up for new opportunities around economic development. There are a lot of projects that it's like there's that million cutoff is where they will consider a metropolitan area or not. We are also the Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we work through an affiliate network of chambers. So of course, the Perry Chamber, Lindsay's a great partner. But through this affiliate chamber, if you're a member of the local chamber, you're a member of the Partnership. And this model is very unique across the nation. And we get calls probably every 2 weeks asking about our model and how it works and how do we make it happen. But it's important for this model because it also gives us 7,200 members, which makes us the second largest regional chamber in the nation. So it's some good kudos and something that we can promote and move forward. Each year we go out for a capital campaign where we develop 5-year strategies, and then we ask for our investors into the organization. You will see the strategies that we laid out back in 2022 for 23 to 27. And then these are our annual strategies that we use to fulfill that mission. Of course, economic development and talent development being our top priorities, with public policy as a supporting strategy. And across the region, we are kind of bucking trends. We are seeing a lot of momentum around capital investment and growth within our region. We currently have $5.7 billion in capital investment and economic development activity happening in the region. We have another $2 billion in our active pipeline of projects. So projects that we feel are strong, that could land, but that we are looking to as we move forward the next couple of years. So leaning off of that, leaning into economic development and what we do around the economic development team, and then I'm going to turn it over to Alex to talk about other areas of the partnership. But really in economic development, we focus on 2 strategies. One, we're focused on our businesses who are already here. How do we help them grow and be successful in our region? And what do we need to do to make our region a place where they can be successful? 2, we are the marketing arm and out promoting Greater Des Moines as a place for new businesses to relocate and to expand. Since we were formed in 1999, we have assisted 787 businesses and a $16.5 billion capital investment into the region. You'll see the logos on this slide really represent some of the companies we've worked with in 2025 who were making an investment. And then next year, you will see some of the ones that we've been working with in 2026, which will be ADR Axles will appear on that slide. So why do we focus on business retention expansion? You may say, well, the companies are already here, they're doing their work. We know 80% of our growth will come from those businesses who are already here. We need to make sure they are successful. They also are our best testimonials as to why companies should be located in the region. Each year we meet with last year we had 500 and some meetings with local companies, but we really target and go out and talk to companies and say, what is going well for you? What are you struggling with? How can we help as a region or as a community? From a business recruitment side, we do work in conjunction with the Iowa Economic Development Authority. We do some trade shows in conjunction with them. We also do a sales trip, sometimes in conjunction with them, but we also do a lot of our own marketing and sales trips. And why do we need to do this? There are more than 10,000 economic development groups out there that compete nationally for 100 to 200 major projects each year. A major project is really defined as a company that is looking to invest $100 million or more. When we are out on the road and selling the region, we have 6 targeted industries. As you can see, it's advanced manufacturing and logistics, insurance and financial services, ag innovation, data centers, and technology. And in 2025, this is just a list of the recruitment trips, trade shows, and conferences that we attended. Trade shows and conferences are kind of self-explanatory. The conferences are really focused on site selectors and real estate professionals who work with companies to find their next location. The Metro recruitment trip is where we go into a large metropolitan area. We schedule a dozen to 15 appointments in that area while we are there. And we sit down face to face and say, this is what's happening in Greater Des Moines. This is why you should be looking at our area for your next location. Our lead generation, so what type of success do we have? In 2025, we had 140 leads generated. 83% of those leads were generated locally through our efforts. 17% are the ones that come in through the state. So sometimes site selectors, if they have a large RFI, they will send those to the state, who then disperses them to the economic development organizations. And that's consistent pretty much across, I did 10 years and it's very similar numbers. If you look at our 2025 leads, they came from 20 states and 11 different countries. And so and just to talk about, Perry's part of our region, and when you talk about where companies are located and where people live, it's important to show that we're a regional economy based on commuting patterns. These numbers are from 2023, so it would have been prior to the Tyson closure. But if you look at the worker inflow at that time, you were bringing in 1,200 workers into Perry, and your outflow were 2,500 workers, really showing how people commute in across community lines. And so it'll be interesting to see where those show in 24 next year. We'll be able to tell you what 24 looks like, but it also then within another year, your numbers will shift again as companies that are under construction open up. I'll turn it over to Alex now. Alex.
So just as important as economic development is to our communities, it's talent development. We don't have people, we're forced to do the jobs, right? So our organization focuses on several areas of talent. All of it is the continuum from high school kids to college age kids, to young professionals, to we even have some executive level programs that we're working on. I want to point out the Legacy Project Career Ready Collective tapping off next week, but we're also teaming up with this with Perry. So we'll have a satellite campus here in Perry starting end of June. We're working with Perry Economic Development along with DMAC and Eddie and his team. So if you know of any high school age kids who are interested in career exploration, also some soft skills. Oh, by the way, they get paid to be part of this program too. It's 4 hours every week for about 5 weeks total. So send those kids our way, and we'd be happy to team up with them. Next slide. This is a DSM USA welcome guide that our team worked on a year and a half ago, and it's to welcome people who are coming to the mall, make sure that they feel connected. Couple shout outs. Perry did get some mentions in here. One was the Forest Park and Arboretum, and then the other was the bike trail connection between Woodward, that last 5-mile connection. So we are truly representing the entire region. Next slide. DSM MVPs is another talent initiative that we're working on. We did a study a few years ago, trying to figure out how long it takes someone who moves to town to feel like they're officially connected to that community. That study said it takes 2 years. So we're trying to speed that up with this MVP program, where we're finding folks who represent your community, who can be a good ambassador for those folks who may be determining where they want to move to, or if they have recently moved to town, they can get connected. And we're not asking them to become best friends, just to be a friendly face. So Angela Mortosa, not on this slide, but she has said yes to being an MVP, and we'll always welcome more. So if any of you or any of your friends want to be an MVP, send them our way. Happy to chat. Slide. Oh, Regional Summit, which is connecting rural, suburban, and urban leaders. Should back up. Connecting rural, suburban, and urban leaders is something that we put a preference on. One of the ways we do that is through our Regional Summit, which will be October 8th of this year. We have breakout sessions, keynote presentations, and we also get out into our communities as much as possible to make sure we understand the issues, whether it be housing or childcare, or any other transportation issue, so that we are doing what we can at the levels we can to do it. You'll notice that groundbreakings from JBS when we were up here a couple months ago, and then ADR a couple weeks after that, a week after that. Small business support is something that we do, and we team up closely with Lindsay and her team for small business support. Going back to that economic development, those chambers are extremely important to existing business and making sure that they have the infrastructure they need. So some of the benefits and some of the programs that we offer, we have a Scale DSM Business Accelerator for businesses who have been around for a couple of years, maybe you have a couple of employees, but are ready to work on their business instead of in their business. That's a 5-month program. The only cost associated with that is your time, but it is intense. We have an Iowa State University professor who's helping us with that. We're in year 5 of that cohort. On top of that, we have our Spark DSM Business Incubator, which is for we call it businesses who make, bake, or create. There is a little bit of a lighter curriculum, still very well worth it. And then on top of it, those businesses getting the vendors at our downtown Des Moines Farmers Market, a couple other events that we put on. I'll keep going for time's sake, but happy to answer any questions you may have as we go forward. Some of the other things we do, public policy. So we just got done with the state legislative session, and probably didn't go the way that anyone wanted to go completely, but we have Laura Book, who was up at the State House every single day last session, and her voice and our voice, I think, made a difference up there. Our key featured priorities are economic growth, workforce readiness, and housing. This picture is from a childcare bill that was passed into law this year, which gives assistance to childcare workers. So we're proud of that, and we continue to work with the legislature on property tax and other issues that face that are important to us. Next one is our federal policy, and this is timely because we're heading out to Washington, D.C. on Wednesday. We'll be out there for 3 days advocating for these issues. I should also say that these agendas, both federal and state policy, are consensus based, and it is by all of our members and our investors. So you are all welcome to be part of this planning process. We have our state policy agenda is usually done in the fall, and our federal policy agenda is completed in early winter. Well, I guess January, February, early spring. So we don't put anything in these agendas that are not consensus based, and please know that we value your opinion. We'd love to have you be part of any of that. But these are the issues we're taking to Washington, D.C. with us. Next page is Washington, D.C. You'll see a familiar face in there. He went last year and he participated and was a very valuable member of our trip, and we're hoping that you guys will continue to join us on that trip when time is available. So those are things that we're really excited about, and also just to key on our regional momentum that we're seeing throughout our counties. We have these stats, bless you. None of these stats are paid, so these are all earned stats. People are noticing that Des Moines is a great place to live, work, and play. Our job to make sure that we are blasting that off and showcasing it to everyone else so that they want to move their business or their family here. Next page, you can see population continues to outpace the rest of our Midwest peers, along with employment growth. Go on to events and activations. I mentioned we do the Downtown Farmers Market. We actually have Grounded by the Collective as a member. They're a vendor at our farmers market. And then we have also worked with Ridge Road Farms as well in several of our events. We also do hide and seek ornaments, which is around the holiday season to hopefully get folks to get out and about. It's cold. If they get to that ornament first, they get to keep it. So we try to team up with local artists to hopefully assist everyone with that. Getting close to the end, we have a great communication and marketing team that do a terrific job of placing stories for us. We have a new storytelling hub that came out this year. We are looking for stories, preferably good stories about our community, so that we can make sure we're broadcasting it and people see the wonderful things happening. But this is what our comms team has done in the last year. Chris, you might know this better than I do. You do know this better than I do, but we're pretty impressed with this, and our comms team is always evolving to make sure that we're on top of things. Next page is a Greater Des Moines story. This is the storytelling hub that I just referenced, so we can skip over that one. Then we'll go through the rest of this pretty quickly. These are benefits that you guys have as investors of the Greater Des Moines Partnership. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Stacy or myself or anyone else in the partnership, if you have questions. We're all being served in the way that should be. So a couple calls to action before we turn it back over. Reach out to us at any time. Attend our government policy council meetings. Watch for our economic development project leads, and share the good news with us so we can amplify your community.
Okay.
Any questions? Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, next up, we have two public hearings. First one is to amendment to the current budget for fiscal year 2026. It was included in the packet. So we will start that public hearing at 6:34. Start with that since Susie's not here.
Did she go over this with you?
Yes, she provided all of the details multiple times. I'm not sure if anybody reached out with any questions. It's kind of self-explanatory. I think probably some of the big kickers, the wastewater treatment plant with their large improvement, saw a spike in property and casualty insurance premiums. Had a couple of insurance repairs that were ins and outs, but one larger one that was not covered, the car repair out of the airport. Rabbits like wiring harnesses for some reason, all of a sudden, it's not covered by insurance. Yes, so she did note local option sales tax. As you guys all know, she tries to kind of budget conservatively on that because we never know what we're gonna have estimates of what we're gonna get, but it's never down to the penny. So we are gonna receive a little bit extra. She noted that local option sales tax fund did save taxpayers from additional levy rates by paying for projects from the fund balance instead of issuing new debt. Didn't really have any changes for property taxes, hotel motel tax, or franchise fees. And then she also provided a pretty extensive list of capital improvement projects for FY 2026. That she. I did a recap on the bond. Very detailed in her memo. So, as she always states, the amendment does not affect the current.
Any other questions, comments?
Yeah.
Okay, we will close that public hearing at 6:38. So the next is a public hearing on proposed 25-year franchise agreement and establishment of 4% franchise fees per Chapter 116 of the Code of Ordinances with Guthrie County REC in the amount of 4%. So we will open that at 6:37.
So this is the ongoing conversation to get Guthrie County REC territory on the same franchise fee schedule as our Alliant Energy territory. So.
Or if I provided the packet, or what's been the last packet?
I see.
Yeah, I think it was the last package of. Did a map compared to the electrical company territories versus our city one. We have two. And with that, this will be a new chapter. So your one chapter will be for your strictly your Alliant in this new chapter. Yep. Yeah, the revenue purpose statements were pretty much identical with the swap out of company.
The comments, question? Okay, we will close that at 6:38 and go on to old business. So first item A is a resolution approving the fiscal year 2026 budget amendments that we just talked about. The be published in the Perry Chief on May 26th, and the meeting notice of public hearing will be held for June 1st of 2026 at our meeting. And does not alter the tax levy. So can I have a motion, please?
That's a resolution approving the fiscal year.
I'll second that.
Okay. Do we need any further discussion? What we talked. Good. So we have a roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
Andor?
Yes.
Okay, item B is a resolution authorizing the signing and acceptance of the Revitalization Iowa Sound Economy RISE program funding. This is for the project on Sumas Court and then the Willis Avenue Highway 141 roundabout with the DOT. So it's going to be, the RISE funding would be $2,894,620 of immediate opportunity funding, and a $2,626,162 local development RISE funds. And for the roundabout, with a local contribution of $2,474,431, for a total project of $7,995,213. So could I have a motion, please?
That we authorize signing and acceptance of the revitalization Iowa Sound Economy Rise Program.
Second that.
Discussion.
So mid-month last month, the DOT Commission met and approved the second portion of that grant. So we were able to move forward with the grant agreement.
Bill.
That's right.
You will notice that the grant, the 7 million is a little bit different than what you've seen before. And note that that is due, that 7.9 million does not include engineering costs for full project.
The discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Klein. Yes.
Okay, item C is a resolution ordering bids, approving plans, specifications, and forms of contract, and notice to bidder, fixing amount of bidders' checks, and ordering and publishing notice for a public hearing on the plan, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of costs for the Sumas Court project. So one that is with the DOT that we just approved funding, applying for the grant. So could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we pass a resolution ordering bids, approving plan specifications and form of contract, and notice to bidder, fixing amount of bidder's check, and ordering and publishing notice for a public hearing on the plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of costs for the Sumas Avenue project. I swear you guys wait for those long ones for me to read.
Okay. Jacob, discussion.
We did, you'll see in there, it had a lot of upon concurrence. We did get that from RISE here this morning. We turned around final comments to their concurrence this morning. He's got that publication. So everything is in order for the June 30th meeting.
At 9 a.m.
Someone had a typo. That was Jacob. So
I was just
we did get that
reminding
fixed.
Councilman Mahler.
So ultimately, the engineer's estimate came in at, pending of probable construction costs of $3,709,836. So it's just under where we thought it was going to lie in RISE funds. Some of where that came in was the change from storm sewer to the open trench, working with the property owner. A good thing through and align.
Yep.
Regular city.
Did you write it
meeting for
Good.
close. Either.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Mahler.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Andor.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item D is approval of pay application number 6 for the downtown improvement phase 1 project. It's in the amount of $262,610.08 to TK Concrete Inc. for their work in the alleyway and along Warford. So could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion. Yeah. Phase 1.
I'll second.
So you'll see, fortunately after today, there was an eventful rain shower. They did get the alleyway poured. We will monitor that. On it, but we'll monitor it, see how that plays out. I know the south half of it was go. But they are doing everything they can to get that sealed up. It get that accessible. That way they can continue on Morgan Street, like I mentioned a little bit ago. Primarily, this payment is for the storm, sanitary and water through the alleyway, work for get ready. Happening more.
Questions, comments? Yep. Okay, have a roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes, Charlie?
Yes.
Smaller?
Yes.
Andor?
Yes.
Okay, item E is a resolution approving the amended development agreement with JC and JC Homes. It's for a property at 1918 West Fourth Street that they had purchased from the city, and they would like us to extend the completion from August 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026. So could I have a motion, please?
Motion approved, item E, resolution approving the JC and JC.
I'll second.
So this was one of the 657A homes that was sold last spring to JC and JC Homes. So they've been working on it. I think they hit a couple of snags last year, but actually are under construction right now. They just wanted to make sure that we wouldn't come in, I think it was August 1st, and snatch everything they built away from them before they continue. So I think they've been in conversations with Sparky, and then came up and we had a conversation. So they provided a letter requesting that extension. Their timeline, I think, is more in the October timeframe as far as schedule to have the house complete. But just wanted to add a little bit extra time just in case. So
Yeah, they were busy putting in the floor joists for the over the foundation as the rain hit. So they were getting soaked.
Those current pictures are from 1978.
those are probably earlier this year. Oh, those are, I think, printed, scanned, and then printed and scanned again.
Yeah.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Charlie?
Yes.
Klein? Yes. Smaller?
Yes.
Walling?
Yes.
Andor?
Yes.
Okay, item F is a resolution approving a permanent public utility easement in and an ingress egress easement. It's with Wells Fargo Bank for the Downtown Improvement Project Phase 1, and it's alongside of the city's parking lot where they have a private parking area. So can I have a motion, please?
Make motion. Utility easement and press.
Second that.
Discussion.
Do you trust me to talk about it, Jacob? Jacob has put up enough blood, sweat, and tears into this one that I'll let him talk.
What we have here in the green does overlap the orange. We just want to show the difference, but the green area, which is east-west along the south side of the property, is more a formality of what's been utilized over the many years for joint access to the two parking lots. That way, for whatever reason, if there was a sale or a document, the city has the right for that joint accessing both lots. And then in the orange, that's an extension off of the 10-foot or 10-foot existing easement we had got earlier this year, just for the future opportunity of the transformer and power and utility. So
I am happy.
I'm happy you're happy.
Maybe you're happy though.
Okay, any further discussion?
Thank you.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Yes. Smaller?
Yes.
Charlie?
Yes.
Walling?
Yes.
Andor?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. It's a resolution approving an encroachment agreement. This is for a property at 1509 18th Street, right near the old Moose Lodge. And people want to build some property there and there's an easement across and they would like to get closer than normally we allow. So can I have a motion, please?
Move that we approve an encroachment agreement with the owners of 1509 18th Street.
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion.
So the new owner of this property is looking to build a house, and the dimensions of the house just barely fit on the property with this setback, side yard setback, but would encroach into the public utility easement. There's actually, is it 25 feet on each side of the property line that has a public utility easement? So the water line is on the south side of that property line, and the sewer is on the north side, or storm sewer. Regular sewer. So we still have room either way within a 50-foot easement. So working with Dewey as well as Matt Holmes with the Waterworks, they were able to come up with this agreement to be able to fit the house, but not jeopardize any of the infrastructure there. All dam. Okay.
Further discussion? Okay, roll call.
Yes.
Smaller,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Wallen,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay, and then last is ordinances. So item A is a second and possible third reading for an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 13620, sidewalk regulations and water spouts. We had the first reading at our last meeting, so I would open for motion.
Make a motion, we do the second reading for an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 136.20, sidewalk regulations, water spouts.
I'll second that.
Okay, do we need additional information? Okay, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Andor.
Yes.
Okay, and now we'd have a motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Andor.
Yes.
Okay, now we'd need a motion for the third reading. Okay, roll call, please.
Yes. Shelley, Smaller,
Yes.
Andor.
Yes.
Okay, item B is a second possible third reading for an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 135, street use and maintenance. It's for the discharge of water on the streets. We approved the first reading at our last meeting, so could I have a motion for the second reading? Okay. Any discussion on this one? Okay. Roll call.
Yes. Smaller.
Yes.
Walling. Yes. Andor.
Yes.
And I'd take a motion to suspend the rules.
And do the third reading.
Okay. Discussion? Roll call?
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Andor.
Yes.
Okay, now we'd have a motion for the third reading for the,
Move that we do the third reading for this ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 135, street use and maintenance.
I'll second that.
we have a roll call for that one.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Smaller.
Yes.
Klein. Yes.
Okay, and then the last one is item C. It's first reading for an ordinance to adopt and create Chapter 116 electrical franchise in Code of Ordinances. Per our public hearing, we are going to get Guthrie County REC to be on the same franchise fee as our Alliant Electric customers. A motion, please.
We have the first reading and to adopt, create chapter 160.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
Last order to make it on their being June. I will put it on the agenda like I did the other one for a second possible third reading. So, the council-
Okay. Roll call.
Walling.
Yes.
Holly.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Klein. Yeah. Andor.
Yes.
Okay. Any other business today? Okay, we will adjourn. Thank you all.